Hello everyone. In this episode, I am going to discuss these two terms, popular and populist. I have found that these two terms are highly confusing. Even I myself have not been completely clear about these two terms, especially the term populist. But not only me, I have observed that many experts around the world don't seem to have any clear understanding of the word populist. Okay, they have been unable to define what exactly populist is. So there is a lot of cluttering over the word populist and the confusion between these two words. I'll try to declutter these terms, especially the term populist and how it is different from the word popular as much as possible in this particular episode. So let us first look at now the you can say the dictionary meanings of these two words. Popular, as you can easily understand, you know that what it means. It simply means liked by many people, admired by many people, or by a particular group. And the word popular is widely used. You can use the word popular even to describe a TV show, a cinema, a book, a place, right, a particular food item, so and so forth. So its usage, the usage of the word popular is very much wide indeed. And the word populist is so far by and large is confined to political science or especially politics, because at least the dictionary definition says that a person, especially a politician, right? So we call generally we use the term populist to describe a politician by and large. So a person, so populist is a person. You know that whenever a word ends in ist is a person, right? Scientist is a person, nationalist is a person by and large. So populist is a person, especially a politician, who strives, who works very hard to appeal to ordinary people, आम आदमी जिसको हम कहते हैं. Okay, so the politician or the politician or populist person strives very hard in order to appeal to ordinary people who feel that their concerns are disregarded by established elite groups. So जो high class के जो लोग होते हैं, established elite groups होते हैं, they ignore ordinary people. ऐसा आम आदमी को लगता है कि हमारे concerns are not being raised. हमारे concerns have been suppressed by certain high class people. And when a populist politician start raising the concerns of Aam Aadmi, start raising the concerns of ordinary people, right? So then that politician will be called a populist politician. So this is very much related to politics, whereas popular, you cannot say that it is related to politics alone. Now, the word populist is also used typically to describe a budget. I have many times seen that the word populist has been used in order to describe budget, right? You know that the Finance Ministry of India every year, declares the budget, presents the budgets in the parliament, and the budget is all about spending money and earning money, right? How much the government is going to spend money and how it is going to make sure that it has all the resources in order to spend that money. So it is about the budget between spending and earning. Now, a populist budget, this particular description of the populist budget I have taken from an article that has appeared in the Economic Times. I'm going to share that article in the description. You can have a look at that article in the description. So what is a populist budget? Populist budget typically spends on schemes that are just handouts to please common people, right? So it is going to so populist budget keeps ordinary people in mind. It is going to please ordinary people, and a populist budget will not think of its long-term impact on the economy. So it is sort of very much temporary. A populist budget, a sort of a very temporary solution to the problems of ordinary people, and that solution may have very much negative impact on the same ordinary people in the long run. But that negative impact will not be taken care of when that populist budget is presented. So the example is given that article, waiving of farm loans. Now waiving of farm loan, okay, will solve the farmers problem temporarily. It will not solve the farmers problem in the long run, right? So waiving of farmer loans will actually create a lot of problems. It will create NPAs in the banks. It may collapse the banking system and so on and so forth. So still that decision will be taken. Waiving of farm loans, still that decision will be taken because it pleases the anxieties of and the problems and the woes of the farmers temporarily. Okay, so in the same article, it is further written that a budget can be popular without being populist. Without being populist, if it is focused on the quality of spending, quality of spending. Let's say, for example, more on irrigation. So let us spend more money on irrigation instead of waiving of farm loans. So if you spend more money on irrigation, that will help the farmers in the long run. It will increase their revenue. It will increase their profit. It will give more money in the hands of farmers, and the farmers will be able to clear off their loans on their own without waiving off the loan. Okay. So here this particular sentence that a budget can be popular without being populist, it slightly gives you a hint how the word popular can be different from a populist. So a popular budget will make sure that it will solve the problems of ordinary people. It will try to solve the problems of ordinary people, and it will take care of the long-term impact of any particular solution or any particular project that it undertakes. Whereas a populist budget will try to look at the problem from a very narrow temporary perspective. It will take the decision that will please the ordinary people immediately, but it can have long-term negative ramifications. Now this I have given you the difference between them from a budget point of view. Now the word populist has been widely used since 2016 US elections. This is what is claimed in another article. Again, I'll share that article in the description. That the title of that article is "Populism is Meaningless." Now that article claims that the word populist has been so much used negatively in a pejorative sense in order to defame a particular politician, so much so that it is becoming increasingly meaningless. So that's what the confusion about the word populist. That if you look at only the definition of the populist, it talks about appealing to the concerns of commoners, Aam Aadmi, ordinary people. Then why its usage? Why the usage of populist is so much negative? It shouldn't be that much negative. However, since 2016 elections, the rise of Trump and the rise of different anti-established political movements in India or across the world. Even in India, if you look at the rise of Modi and his decisions, many times described as populist decision. If you look at the decision of the demonetization, that decision was described as populist decision because that particular decision of demonetization pleased the ordinary people at that particular time, but it has got very serious long-term implications on the Indian economy. So the word populist you can use in order to describe a particular political movement, but if you start using in order to defame a particular politician and denigrate a particular politician, then that particular term becomes populist term becomes a pejorative term. And if it reduced to its pejorative usage, then it becomes more and more meaningless. That is what is claimed in that particular article called "Populism is Meaningless." So I would like you to read these two articles, and you can do some more research on this term. You will get to know various interesting facts, how this word populist came into limelight in the 19th century itself. All those interesting facts you will come to know, and your knowledge will increase. I have tried to declutter the difference between them as much as possible. The main difference is popular is more positively used, and populist, though the term by itself does not give you any hint of negativity, its usage is a bit more negative, and sometimes to the extent of criticizing or even defaming certain politicians or leaders. Okay, thank you.